High School Cliques, Annotated Bibliography, Denise Cruz, PS 510, Qualitative Analysis, Professor James Julian, January 22nd, 2015, Kaplan University. Abstract. As adolescents grow older, they spend less time with their parents, and cliques or peer groups begin to fill that void in life for the adolescent. Cliques are a way for adolescents to gain self-concept in high school. Cliques contain 3 to 5 members and opposite sexes all sharing the same interests. There's also a status hierarchy among the cliques themselves, nuclear and peripheral. The nucleus is the central part of the clique. The nucleus level has the higher status, and the peripheral members, the outer level of the clique, has less status. The purpose of this paper is to show the relationship of cliques in regards to its membership being based on interest alone or ethnicity. The results of the research shows ethnicity is not a significant factor in the selection of a clique unless there is an insufficient language acquisition and/or limited choices within a geographic location. The purpose of this research study is to show the relationship of cliques in regards to its membership being based on interest alone or ethnicity. Cliques are a way for teens to gain their self-concept by expressing their own experiences and interpretations of their surrounding environment through common interests. Clique members share common interests and are often labeled according to these interests. Example, jocks, goths, pot smokers, band kids, artsy kids, preppies, and wannabe gangsters. Cliques also have a hierarchy level. The nucleus is the center of the clique, and the peripheral is the outer level of membership within the clique. Cliques have their own style of dress, language, and designated areas that they hang out, territory. Example, band room, stage by the trophy case, lounge. Membership in a clique is mixed with males and females. Geographic location plays a role on the choices available for joining cliques, based on same ethnic groups or different ethnic groups in and out of the school setting. An adolescent's membership in a clique helps him to develop socially, cognitively, and emotionally. Cliques are created and managed by its own members. Members of a clique interact together and develop close relationships. Membership in a clique are small to allow for all members to interact and feel worthwhile. Cliques usually contain 3 to 5 members but can have as little as 2. Cliques can vary in closeness, intimacy, and openness. Members within a clique have core positions, nuclear, others secondary or peripheral. Cliques are a way to prepare teens for the many roles they will play as adults. Example, spouse, parent, student, grandparent, and employee. As a child growing up, I moved to the Midwest, a small town. I was surrounded by buffalo, longhorn, jeans, horses, prairie grass, cowboy boots, and hats. I was in high school, a freshman, 9th grade. Now I had to ride a school bus with elementary and middle school children and share the same cafeteria. Growing up, I had a lot of German customs, which were out of place in a small Midwestern town. I was also very shy and an introvert. I decided to join some school-based clubs, example, art, creative, writing, and cheer. Through these clubs, I began to gain friends with the same interests. Soon I was dressing in the same style. I ironed my jeans with a crease in the middle, I wore boots, western shirts, and I had 2 cowboy hats. I was feathering back my hair and saying words like y'all. I was fitting into high school and my self-esteem grew. I was no longer sitting in the back of the classroom. I was hanging out at friends' houses and was happy. I didn't have to be in the popular group, example, the jocks and cheerleaders, to have status. I had status in my own clique, and I had a positive self-concept to carry me through to college. One way to conduct a qualitative study is to see if teens choose a clique based on their own interests or based on their ethnicity. A natural observation can be done at a neighborhood school bus stop for high school children. They can be naturally observed walking to the bus stop in the morning and their departure off the school bus. Picking a central location is best in order to see the condos, apartment complex, and the 2 housing areas in which to observe the students. Most teens keep the same cliques in the school setting when they leave the school. A researcher should be able to identify cliques by the number of members in the groupings, style of clothes, and language. Also, by observation, the researcher can identify the label of the clique and also who is in the nucleus or peripheral status level within the clique. In addition, a researcher will be able to observe if the clique members are more same ethnic groups or different ethnic groups. If I was conducting a qualitative study and needed an open-ended question on the topic of bulimia, I would need to think of what information would be beneficial to help in prevention and relapse. I might want to think about what causes the individual to engage in bulimia. I would want to use a self-reporting questionnaire. One of the questions would be, what are some of the emotions that you are feeling before you binge eat? Another open question might be, how do you see yourself physically when you look in the mirror? The studies show that ethnicity does not have a significant influence on peer group or clique choices in high school. Those students who tend to have difficulty and are insufficient with English language tend to choose same ethnic peer groups due in part to language being a barrier. Geographic location has a role in the same ethnic friendships and different ethnic friendships based on what choices are available to the high school student. Also, cliques and peer groups are a way to belong in high school, and usually students tend to form friendships around those with the same common interests, regardless of the labels. The research setting chosen is a local public high school bus stop. The population is large to require 2 school buses to take these students to and from the same school. The neighborhood has a predominantly Hispanic ethnicity, as is the high school they are based to. The area has a condo complex, 2 extensive housing areas, and an apartment complex, and has a middle-class socioeconomic status. Many cliques or peer groupings can be naturally observed as these students walk to and from their homes. In some instances, there is even an observable hierarchy level among the cliques themselves. I learned that ethnicity didn't affect the majority of the teens' choices for membership in cliques or peer groups.